That can't be 27 pounds. Something's wrong. So there's a problem with the machine. This is what I don't like. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. What is going on, guys? Very happy to be back today. Please forgive me. I'm going to be talking a little bit strange. I had to have a wisdom tooth pulled, so I'm not feeling that great. But I really wanted to get this video out for you guys because I've been asked by you guys for a very, very long time to do a review on the Unitree pump, which we have today. So that's what we're going to do. We're also going to compare that to the Handy Gym. I've been asked to compare these two for the longest time. Now, I actually did a video talking about the Unitree pump versus Handy Gym in the past. So in the initial review, when I compared the Unitree pump to the Handy Gym, I discussed that the Unitree pump is smaller, okay? Handy Gym is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier, but not by much. I say this feels about a pound, and this might be like 2 or 3 pounds. At the end of the day, it's not really going to kill you as far as travel goes, transport. This stuff is extremely, extremely light. And by the way, you might be wondering why I'm over here in this corner of the room today. It's because I needed a very solid door in order to do this. Because let me tell you, the Unitree pump is actually very powerful. Let me give you my first overall thoughts. I've only been using the Unitree pump now for a few days. I look forward to using it more and learning about it more in the future. But right now, what do I love about it? I love that it's so portable and versatile, okay? Same as Handy Gym, portable and versatile. I love that this small box that weighs only a pound has the potential to give you 44 pounds of weight. Now, I did notice, let me know if you guys have used this machine, I did notice that the pounds, when compared to real life, like a free weight, are much different. The weight itself doesn't seem to be as heavy. So, for example, with the Tonal machine, the weight has a constant pull on it. It feels heavier than regular weight. So 20 pounds on Tonal may feel like, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 pounds equivalent to a free weight. With this machine, it feels the opposite. 20 pounds on this feels more like maybe 15 pounds, maybe 12 pounds, something like that. So when you're lifting at full capacity, I personally don't feel you're getting that full weight. But it is still very valuable. As far as the machine itself goes in general, it's phenomenal. It's beautiful, well packaged. It's genius. It's like a mini Tonal, right? It's a mini version of Tonal. I've told you guys in the past that Handy Gym, in my opinion, is a mini version of the Tonal. And now I do believe we have something that is even closer to a Tonal. The only thing is that with this mobile version of a Tonal, you are getting very specialized modes, such as eccentric mode, chains mode. You have a constant mode, so you're getting constant resistance through the entire machine. You're not getting that curve in weight where, you know, in the beginning the resistance is harder, then at the end and all that, you're getting a constant, from what I understand. That mode I don't particularly like. I haven't used it too much, but the eccentric mode on this is incredible. The one thing that I don't necessarily like about this is the fact that you have to charge it. The fact that this thing times out, the fact that this thing has software updates that you need to do. I had a lot of trouble pairing this with my phone. Now that I have it pairs a little bit better, but this thing times out on you. You have to turn it on again. You have to worry about it not connecting right away. You have to worry about your Bluetooth on your phone working. You have to worry about this thing having battery, even though it does actually charge itself under certain conditions. For example, I believe the app tells you have to have it at about 31 pounds in order to use this and charge it efficiently. So it can do a couple of cool tricks, but I don't necessarily love that you have to depend on technology. The reason I purchased Handy Gym in the first place was because I wanted to get away from technology. You see, when I bought the Tonal, I was aware of the fact that this thing runs off of electricity, it runs off of software, it's going to have glitches and things such as this. With Handy Gym, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff because you're not tied down to the grid. You can go anywhere, do anything, you don't have to charge it, no software updates and all that stuff. With this thing, you are dependent on it being charged and on this thing having the proper updates and actually connecting to your phone. because your phone is what is going to control this machine. Without your phone, you can't operate the machine efficiently. You can't change the weight and all that stuff. Now, when compared to Handy Gym, that's the biggest thing. Well, one of the biggest things. No software and software. The next is the size. Handy Gym is slightly larger in general. Now, if you take off the handle of Handy Gym, they're actually almost about the same size. So I guess they kind of are similar in size, but the weight is slightly different, not by much. Really, honestly, size is negligible at this point. Weight is negligible at this point. The Unitree pump has a constant resistance, the option for a constant resistance. Unlike with Handy Gym, where the concentric is very powerful, the eccentric is a short but very powerful eccentric. With this, with the Unitree, you can have a constant eccentric, a constant long eccentric, which is pretty cool. Handy Gym gives you a short, powerful burst of eccentric that you have to learn how to catch when using the machine. With this mimics standard weight equipment, standard cable equipment. You do not need to learn how to use this as much. There's less of a learning curve as with this, because with this you have to learn how to catch the weight and generate the weight, and with this you don't. This does the work for you. You're depending on a motor when it comes to this. So it's great for people who don't want to learn, don't want to deal with the fact that flywheels are a different type of machine altogether. This is great. It's going to come in handy, but keep in mind, this one box costs about $300 or so, brand new, something around that range. And it's going to only give you 44 pounds of resistance. And again, that resistance seems to be lighter than 44 pounds in the real world. One of these is going to cost you a few hundred more, but you can actually go up to 220 pounds with this. So when it comes to money and what you're getting, I don't know, guys. You're going to spend more buying two of these in order to increase your weight to like 80 pounds, when you can just buy one Handy Gym and go ahead and have a ton of weight with the various weight plates, depending on the accessories and stuff like that. I personally find that it makes more sense, at least for me, to have a full body machine with a ton more weight, depending on the accessories, of course. So check out the websites to check out the accessories that you might want to use when it comes to these, to give you an accurate idea on what makes more sense to you. Because really, it's going to come down to you and your personal opinion and preference. These are both, in theory, full body machines. You have to be inventive with both of them in order to learn where to hook them up, how to hook them up, and all that good stuff. But they're very versatile. I'll tell you right now, you can do every body part on this to some degree and get a great full body workout in very convenient ways, because you can carry these things out around wherever you want. Now, Unitree pump, I was happy to see, is much more quiet than the Handy Gym. We all know that one of the biggest caveats of Handy Gym is the noise. Handy Gym does make a ton more noise than the Unitree pump. But keep in mind, the Unitree pump is not silent. Not silent by any means. Much more quiet, yes, but not silent. So if you wanted to train with this, there is a noise coming out of the machine. I'll go ahead and have some B-roll that shows you that noise somewhere in this video, so you guys can get an idea. But it is by far much more quiet than the Handy Gym. You're not getting as much weight for the money as when you compare it with Handy Gym, in my personal opinion. What am I gravitating towards more? Honestly, I really love Handy Gym better, because I can pick this thing up and just start training. With this thing, I had trouble connecting to my phone. The Bluetooth wasn't working properly. I had to wait for a software update. When you feel like training, or you don't have electric, or you want to be like grid free, well, this is the way to go, in my opinion. This machine also has a much longer cord, which will allow you to be able to do much more versatile movements. You can train from across the room with Handy Gym. You can do a ton more movements. You have more options for different types of training than you will with this. And the reason why is because the cord, the machine itself, it has a much shorter cord in general. But it is miraculous that stuff like this exists. It truly is. This is going to mimic a cable machine more so than this, because you're going to have that constant eccentric phase that is very reliable and dependable, and you don't have to learn how to catch that eccentric phase. With this, it takes much more of a learning curve. Now, another thing I wanted to point out is that I've heard that this is for when you do not have a gym. So if you're traveling out of town, you don't want to carry your full gym, and you want to depend on this working and hope it works, you can bring this, use it for however long you're away, and then you go home back to your regular gym, your home gym, or whatever the case might be. So this is more of a, hey, I'm not really sure if I'm going to have a gym. I want to be prepared. I'm going to use it for a couple days, and I'm happy. This, however, is built to be used every single day. This is built to be a full-body gym, a home gym, a portable gym, all the time. This thing is made to work all the time, where this is kind of made more along the lines of a, hey, I'm in an inconvenient space, so I need something to help me train with. 40 pounds is not the most weight. This is called Unitree pump, I believe, for a reason. Because at the end of the day, it's going to give you a good pump. If you like the pump idea, I think it's fantastic. 44 pounds is nothing to laugh at. It's not. Even if you are an advanced lifter, 44 pounds is excellent. But I do believe that because it feels a little bit lighter, it's better for a pump kind of a workout. If you're looking for real training, can you get it out of this? I do believe you can, but I believe you'll get it out of this more. I believe this is going to give you more in terms of real training. 220 pounds equivalent on this. I believe less than 44 pounds equivalent on this, but it truly is miraculous. It is. The fact that this exists at all. So let me hook this up to the door, show you guys what this looks like while I'm using it, and show you guys the sound and all that stuff. Keep in mind, guys, with this machine, you have proprietary handles and stuff like that. You can try to retrofit some stuff if you really want to, but it comes with a T adapter on the machine, and therefore, you know, whatever accessory goes on this side is going to have that adapter. I already have this hooked up to the door. It's a standard door foam kind of a thing. I'm not crazy about like the quality of the handle and the door foam. It's not bad quality by any means, but the Handy Gym stuff that I received when I received my Pro package, much higher quality by miles. So that's something that immediately stood out to me. Much higher quality accessories when it came to Handy Gym. But do you need to have like super strong accessories with this? I guess not, because it's only going at 44 pounds. So you probably don't need anything more strong than what they're giving you, hopefully. So let's hook this thing up. And remember, in order to change the weight, you actually have to have this thing connected to your phone. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone so I can change the weight as I go. You're going to download the Fitness Pump app, and you're going to have to connect this via Bluetooth. Let's see if it works. Okay, great. It connected right away. No problems this time around. And in the future, I plan on doing another review, a more long-term review, showing you how I've been using it, how I like it, how it compares to the Tonal, and how it compares to the Handy Gym after a long-term review, because this is a very short-term review that we're doing right now. So again, you have to have your phone available at all times, on the app at all times. So I'm going to go ahead and prop my phone up over here. You can't see it, but that's okay. We got 15 pounds on the machine right now, and I'm going to go at it and show you guys what 15 pounds is. Then we're going to increase the weight as we go towards something more usable. We're going to be doing chest fly today because this is the most convenient exercise that you guys will be able to see me use the machine with because of the way this setup is. Again, I needed a solid door because the Unitree pump absolutely is powerful, and it would rip down any other door in the house if that's what I was using. So that's what we're going to do. Right now we got 15 pounds. Check it out. All right, that was an ordeal, but finally got it in the door. And another thing to keep in mind, if you don't have a setup already at home for this machine, I don't know if this machine comes with a platform you can work off of or anything like that. You're going to need a way to make this convenient because honestly, this is not convenient. Handy Gym, the Pro package comes with a platform. You could always bolt it to the wall. I didn't see any accessories come with this machine in order to bolt it to the wall, so maybe you'd have to do that yourself. But keep in mind, you'll have to kind of make it work with the Handy Gym and with this machine. But so far, I've seen it more convenient with Handy Gym. So we got 15 pounds on this right now. I got the door locked so it's not going to open up. You hear that noise? Not bad. Not bad at all. Very, very nice. Good burn. Very good burn. That's 15 pounds. So let me change it up a little bit. We'll bring it up to 27 pounds, okay? That can't be 27 pounds. Something's wrong. Okay, so this is a perfect example. I am not making this up. I'm changing the weight on the app as we're going. The machine is not responding. It's not changing the weight to 44 pounds. I started it off at 15 pounds, put it all the way up to 44 pounds, and it's at the same weight. So there's a problem with the machine. This is what I don't like. On top of that, I started off with 100% battery. It's down to 83, and I've only been recording for a maximum of 20 minutes so far. So keep this in mind. Keep this stuff in mind. I've now changed it to eccentric mode to see if maybe it'll work on eccentric mode. It's not working. I didn't expect for this to happen. It's not working on eccentric mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the app, shut down the machine. I'm very glad this is happening right now so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. This is the stuff I tried to avoid by buying Handy Gym, and this is exactly what I have avoided by buying it. But I'm going to shut this down because I want to show you guys what it really looks like, because when it works great. Even if it's not an everyday, all the time gym, it's been working, good for the last few days that I've been using it. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. So give me a second. I'm going to shut the machine down. I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine back on. I'm going to open up the app. It says that it's connected. I have it on 44 pounds eccentric. So let's check this out. Should be much heavier. Okay, now it's working. Now I feel that 44 pounds and it feels good. Let me give you an example of what 44 pounds looks like on this. You see that? Now 44 pounds on a fly movement for me is heavy, obviously, right? I don't typically do 44 pounds on fly movements. Another thing I want to point out, it seems like the ribbon, you see the ribbon? It doesn't look weak, it doesn't look cheap by any means, but I don't know how long that will last when compared to the Handy Gym rope. The Handy Gym rope is made and built to last longer because it has more weight potential on it. Does this look cheap? No means does this look cheap, but don't know how long this will last. Are you using 220 pounds like with Handy Gym on it? No. So it might last you for a very long time, but something to consider, okay? So let's go ahead. 44 pounds. Very, very good. Now, it's actually on eccentric mode. So let me go ahead and change to standard. Now we're going to be getting a standard strength curve from concentric to eccentric the entire length of the movement, all right? So this is 44 pounds, standard. Another thing I want to mention, as I'm using this, this is the perfect time to mention it. When you're using Handy Gym, I've told you guys in the past, you don't have to necessarily be strict with your movements. You can target the weight where you want that weight to be targeted. It's not the same as this. Just like with standard weight equipment, I would say this is very close to standard weight equipment, where you're moving physical weight. The physical weight doesn't exist with this, but what I'm trying to say is you're moving weight that can hurt you if you don't use it properly. With Handy Gym, you're carrying the weight. So you can jump from one exercise into another and allow the weight to fall where you want it to fall when it compares to your body. You're basically placing the weight and placing the tension where you want it. With this machine, you must be very careful. You can't necessarily do that. It's very similar to moving standard equipment, which is fine. But that's one drawback that I see when compared to a flywheel piece of technology like Handy Gym. Let's put it on concentric mode. All right, let's lower the weight on standard mode and see what we're looking at. Now keep in mind, this machine just went from 85% down to 75% in I think less than 5 minutes. Now I have it on 31 pounds. All right, let's take it away. Excellent, excellent, excellent. 74%. Very, very good heavy duty weight on this. Well, heavy duty depending on what accessory movement you're using. If you're going to be using this thing for squats, deadlift, bench press, you're very likely going to need a ton more weight, which means you're going to have to buy another one of these machines, which means more space taken up, more weight altogether, and all that good stuff. But is this a quality product? Absolutely it is. I don't know how long it will last if you use this thing religiously every day to do a solid training session. I don't know because I haven't had it long enough yet, but I do plan on using it in that capacity to see what I can get out of this machine. Kind of see how long it's going to last. I'm sure I won't be destroying it, but I can give you a good idea on what I think, how long it'll last, and all that stuff. I would like to take the time to thank the amazing subscriber who sent me this machine. They had an extra Unitree pump. I am so grateful to this subscriber, this very valuable, intelligent, remarkable human being who is doing their own stuff when it comes to gym equipment in general. So I really look forward to seeing what they come out with in the future. Thank you for allowing the channel to have this wonderful piece of equipment to be able to share with others what it is like, what it's doing for people, because truly this is a remarkable piece of technology. We were just doing some chest press, right? So I'd like to show you Handy Gym real quick with the chest press, give you guys an idea of the differences. Again, like I mentioned, the quality of the accessories I find to be much better on Handy Gym, but they have to be much better because of what you're actually putting them through. The amount of tension on this machine is going to be much more harsh when compared to on the Unitree pump. So let's go ahead and pop this thing in the door. All right, now I'm pretty sure this is on the length that I need in order to do a chest press. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me just move the camera like that. All right, there's your chest press. Now, the difference, another huge difference is with the Unitree pump, you have to manually change the weight. If you want to go ahead and start at 15 pounds, you have to change it to, 15, 30, 45 pounds. You got to work your way up that pyramid, right? With this, you're changing the weight without changing the discs. Because if I go like this, for example, I might be getting, like 30 pounds, something like that. I'm just giving you an estimation. Maybe I'll get 30 pounds here. All right. But now I'm going to get, let's say, 80 pounds. See that? So it's much more convenient not having to deal with changing the weight every time you want to go ahead and do drop sets or bring the weight up, move from a warm-up to the working set. It's more convenient with Handy Gym in that regard. Now, Handy Gym is much more noisy, but at the end of the day, I find the benefits of being away from the technology to outweigh the bad. I like being away from the technology. Can you get a great bodybuilding workout with both? Absolutely. But I gotta say, Handy Gym is a monster. It's a monster. it is much more capable, I truly believe, of giving you, even without that constant eccentric force, even with this short eccentric force that it has, that short powerful eccentric force, I believe you're getting a much more efficient workout when compared to the Unitree pump, because that machine has a shorter ribbon to work with, a shorter range of motion. And even though the range of motion is pretty good, there's a lot less of a weight capacity when you're using one Unitree pump. At that point, if you got to buy two, it's less convenient to carry around. It's going to cost you more money and all that stuff. So anyway, I hope this video helped you guys. I look forward to getting out some more videos in the future. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts or opinions on this whole circumstance. What do you guys like better? Are you looking into purchasing either one of these pieces of equipment? And whatever the case might be. Let me know, guys. Talk soon. Catch you all at the next video. Be safe. Thanks for watching.